Hello everyone, my name is Kania Kilabatubara from Class B. Today I'm going to present a poem analysis for my poetry final project. The poem I chose is titled The Roots That Grew from Concrete, written by Tupac Shakur, widely known as a rapper but also a gifted poet. I chose this poem because it is deeply personal, powerful, and carries a universal message about surviving against all odds. In this video, I will analyze the poem from the three aspects: the genre, the tune, and a biographical approaches. Understand the poem more deeply. Let's get started. Before we begin the analysis, here is the full poem on screen. Please take a moment to read it. As you can see, the poem is only 8 lines long, but don't let that fool you. Every line carries a deep and powerful meaning. This poem is not really about a flower. It is about survival, defiance, and hope in the face of impossible circumstances. Now, let's break it down. The first thing we need to identify is the genre of the poem. After reading and analyzing the poem, I conclude that this poem belongs to lyric poetry and is written in free verse. Lyric poetry focuses on personal feelings, emotion, and thought. In this poem, Tupac expresses ideas about struggle, survival, and hope through the symbol of rose. There are several examples from the poem that support this. First, did you hear about the roots that grew from a crack in the concrete? This line directly speaks to the reader and introduces an emotional idea. Second, funny it seems, but by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. This line shows reflection about hope and resilience. Third, long live the roots that grew from concrete. This line expresses admiration and pride toward the roots. The poem is also written in free verse because it does not use a fixed rhyme scheme or regular rhythm. Next, let's analyze the tone of the poem. The tone changes throughout the poem. The first tone is admiring and amazed. This can be seen in the line, "Did you hear about the roots that grew from a crack in the concrete?" The speaker sounds surprised that something beautiful can survive in such a difficult place. The second tone is hopeful and defiant, proving nature's law is wrong. This line shows courage and determination. The rose refuses to give up despite impossible conditions. The final tone is triumphant and celebratory. Long live the roots that grew from concrete. The speaker celebrates people who survive struggles and prove others wrong. Now I will explain the poem using the biographical approach. The biographical approach means analyzing the poem by connecting it to the author's life experience. Tupac Shakur grew up in poverty and faced violence, racism, and difficult living conditions. Even though his life was hard, he became successful as a rapper, poet, and activist. There are several examples that connect the poem to Tupac's life. First, the roots that grew from a crack in the concrete. The roots symbolize Tupac himself, while the concrete represents the harsh environment where he grew up. Second, proving nature's law is wrong. This line shows how Tupac proved that someone from a difficult background could still success. Third, learn to walk without having faith. This line symbolizes survival and determination even without support or opportunities. Through the biographical approach, we can understand that this poem reflects Tupac's personal struggles and achievements. To conclude, The Roots That Grew from Concrete is a lyric-free verse poem with admiring, hopeful, and triumphant tones. Through the biographical approach, the poem reflects Tupac Shakur's struggle and success in life. The poem teaches us to never give up even in difficult situations. Thank you for listening.